Hi, I'm Sandra Gopal. Thank you for connecting with me on this platform today. If this is your first time with me, remember there are many podcasts to edify and inspire you. You can find me on Buzzsprout or on Podbean. Today's podcast is entitled The Right Attitude. I would like to begin with a question. How's your attitude? By definition, attitude is a state of mind or feeling and primarily works as a function of experience. Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Attitudes are primarily our response to people, to places, to things, or even events in life. It can be referred to as a person's viewpoint, mindset, beliefs, etc. Our attitude towards people, places, things, or situations determines the choices that we make. Attitude has a great impact on life. It has a great impact on the life that you lead. It is not about your money, power, fame, or even education. It's not even about gifts, talents, skill, success, or failure. It is about what people think about you. But every day we have the choice to embrace an attitude for the day. We are in charge of our attitudes. We are in control of our attitudes. Attitude has tremendous power. A good attitude is essential for success because so much of how we view the world is rooted in the attitude we choose. Attitude can be compared to crayons. Keep using black and gray and everything around you starts looking bleak. But when you use bright colors and everything lights up, it is a totally different environment. I came across the saying, you are the conductor of your own attitude. Nobody else can compose your thoughts. And that is so true. Your attitude can be your best friend who has your best interest at heart. Your attitude can also be your worst enemy that wants you to fail. Which attitude will you choose? Choose wisely which attitude you will embrace. Your first attitude must work for you, not against you. There can only be limitless value in having a positive, empowered, and optimistic attitude. Our attitude is what influences all our actions. It is the only right attitude which gets us good results. So attitude plays a massive role in defining life as a whole. Winston Churchill also said, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Personality traits like optimism and pessimism can affect many areas of well-being, but a positive attitude towards life can only help to live a more fulfilling life. It also positively influences your overall quality of life. The negative attitude would impair your growth as a person. So developing a positive attitude towards life often starts with the mind. Your mind is the hub for self-talk. What is self-talk? Self-talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head. These automatic thoughts can be positive thoughts or can turn out to be negative thoughts. Some of the self-talks come from logic and reason. Some arise from misconceptions because of lack of information. If the thoughts that run through your head are mostly negative, then your outlook on life is more likely to be pessimistic. If your thoughts are more positive, you're likely to be an optimist. An optimist is someone who practices positive thinking and has a very open approach towards life. So attitude does make a big difference. Attitude is the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act. It is the thoughts we have in our mind. Success is achieved by having a right attitude. Our actions and feelings define our success. We ourselves control our actions and feelings, so we control our attitude. If we think negatively, it certainly affects our behavior. Attitude is what we think of when faced with a certain thing or situation. By having a positive attitude, we act instead of reacting. Challenges become opportunities. Impossibilities become possibilities. We see positive results. On the other hand, negative thinking incurs negative results. Our attitude is in our control, so choose to have a positive attitude and succeed in life. A positive attitude is when you express approval, and negative attitude is the expression of disapproval over something. Leadership begins with the right attitude. Look around you and you will notice that leaders think and perceive the world differently from followers. A good leader knows and understands that attitude is important. A positive attitude is a state of mind that envisions and expects favorable results. The willingness to try doing new things, the belief that everyone and everything would turn all right. It is an attitude that helps you see the good. It is a mental state, a mental attitude that sees the good and the accomplishments in your life rather than the negative and the failures. A positive attitude is a mindset that helps you see and recognize opportunities. Positive attitude means positive thinking. It is optimism and maintaining a positive mindset. It is a mental attitude that focuses on the bright side of life. It is a mindset that uses the words, I can and it is possible. A positive attitude is a mental outlook of optimism and of expecting good things to happen. People who possess this attitude are easier to get along with. They are happy and they spread joy around them. But a person with a positive state of mind does not dwell on the problems and difficulties of the past, and they do not let them dictate on their lives. Such persons would rather learn from past mistakes and move on. A positive attitude can affect your life favorably in all areas. People with a positive outlook view life, challenges, and the situations that they go through with confidence, and they are sure that they can deal with them. These people would not be stuck in a negative attitude of fear, lack of self-esteem, and passivity. People with a positive attitude will never let failure or obstacles stand in their way and will always try to find ways to overcome them. Ask the question, is a positive attitude a part of your life, or do you allow a negative attitude to win? You can test yourself to find out. Try to remember what kind of thoughts you had in the past 24 hours and write them down. Make 2 lists, one to include your negative thoughts and the other list you will write down your positive thoughts. Then compare the 2 lists. Which one is longer? Are all these negative thoughts worthwhile? Do you need them? Isn't it better to get rid of them and substitute them with thoughts from your positive thinking list? Continue doing this for weeks and you will begin to see how your positive attitude is improving. Your attitude towards a task will affect its outcome more than anything else. You see, your battle is most times won before the battle actually begins. Your thoughts stimulate your brain to make choices that will always project towards the outside feelings and beliefs that you have in you. So it's normal for your attitudes to reveal whether you are afraid, confident, depressed, or encouraged in the midst of challenges. Your attitude affects the failure or success of your actions. John Maxwell says people are mirrors and they adopt the attitude of their leader. A leader must take responsibility for the attitudes in the organization or business. You go into an organization or business and you will find a common factor in attitudes. Effective leaders shape the attitude in their organization. If you as a leader have no integrity, your people will have no integrity. If you don't have a work ethic, they won't have work ethic. If you don't think it's important to be educated, then they won't choose to better themselves through education. If you don't think that being skilled is important, then you will only hire unskilled people. If you arrive late for meetings, they will arrive late for work. If they see that you are not well organized and administrative in your business, they will do the same. So we attract what we are. I'm going to say that again. We attract what we are and who we are. Look at your leader. Have you adopted his or her values and attitudes? Most likely. Attitude is in the domain of choice. You can control it at any point in time, no matter what the circumstances are. Viktor Frankl, who was a man imprisoned by the Germans during the Second World War, remarked, "The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me." During the Second World War, the Germans did many things to try to break the will of Viktor Frankl. But they soon found that while they could destroy his physical state, they could never destroy his resolve or his attitude or mind. And the one attitude he kept holding on to was that one day he will walk out of the camp and then live to tell the story. That hope, that attitude, that mind shift was what kept him alive while others perished. He taught the world a very important lesson. Circumstances can take many things from you. It can take your possessions, your family, and your loved ones, but it can never take away your attitude. You alone choose your attitude. Charles Swindoll said life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So attitude in leadership is the posture that you take. It is the way you mentally look at the world around you. It is how you view your environment and your future. Winning in leadership is about the success of your organization, which is most dependent on the leader's attitude. Attitude is the major difference between success and failure. Our attitude at the beginning of a challenge or difficult undertaking will determine whether there will be a successful outcome. In fact, learning to adjust your attitude is the first step in self-leadership. You lead your frame of mind before anything else. And so as a leader, you'll be facing a lot of challenges. An internal struggle like a conflict at the workplace or an external challenge that is testing the survivability of your organization. It is ultimately your attitude that will make all the difference in whether you're being successful in tackling the challenge. So to have a great attitude in leadership, we must constantly be aware of the things that are around us, the things that are influencing us. As a leader, you are influential, but you are also influenced by your surroundings. What do I mean by surroundings? What is your surroundings? Your surrounding is the environment that you place yourself in, the people that you meet or see, the books that you read, the online platforms that you engage in, social media. Hang around negative people. Hang around social media negativity and you will become negative. You become desensitized and unintentionally become a conduit for negativity, anger, frustration, dissatisfaction, and so on. You will find reasons to be unhappy. You will blame the world for your troubles. Your surroundings influence your thinking and your attitudes. So make it your duty to adopt the right attitude. Having the right attitude determines how we perceive life and our reactions to situations, whether positive or negative. Someone once said, the greatest discovery of any generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude. Our attitude defines our approach. If our attitude is positive, then we demonstrate a positive outlook on life. If our attitude is negative, then we certainly will demonstrate a negative outlook on life. We are responsible for the way we view our lives. If we maintain a good, healthy attitude towards the things around us, then we most definitely will be affected positively. Our attitudes define whether we succeed or fail. So having the right attitude, even in our lowest of situations, will change our perspective. When we evaluate someone, we frequently note whether the individual has a good or a bad attitude. When considering keeping or firing an employee, Employers, particularly ones with smaller workforces, really consider an employee's attitude. An enthusiastic worker with a positive attitude is much easier to justify keeping than one of equal value who complains all the time. Some people just complicate work and life itself. They have no solutions for anything. They just focus on challenges and keep complaining. They take the same attitude home and continue the cycle. I'm sure in your lifetime you have come across this type of personality. Nobody wants to be around them. So take a hard look at your attitude. Do you lift or unload and burden? Your life is a reflection of your attitude. Without even noticing it, it can be easy to become negative. A negative attitude prevents you from fully enjoying your life. It can have a significant impact on your environment. The energy a person brings with them is contagious. One of the best things you can offer your family, your friends, your organization, or your community is your positive attitude. Life is what you make of it. If you want misery, you can find it. If you want happiness, you can find that too. If you want to whine, you can find people to whine with. If you want to find the positive in people and situations, you can find people who also find the positive in other people and in situations. In the words of Michael Jackson, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. Start to expand your mind and see greater possibilities in life. A positive attitude is something that goes deeper than a smiling face and has an effect beyond that. Surround yourself with positive people and embrace a positive environment. The old saying, birds of a feather flock together. There's another saying, tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. Those are powerful quotes. Who you hang around with jumps onto you. If you're always with negative people who complain, you'll become a complainer. You might think you can stay positive and change them, but that's not going to be the case. It's easier for someone to pull you down to their level than you to pull them up to your level. Stand on a table and see if you can pull someone up towards you, or can they pull you down from the table. So stay connected with people who love their jobs, people who are motivating and inspirational, people who have new ideas and are creative. It'll make your whole outlook on life better. Carry a positive attitude with you. Think of a positive attitude like a survival tool. Carry it with you at all times for emergencies. It's up to me to make things happen. When things are difficult, I still keep going. Drive your emotions. Don't let them drive you. As I draw towards the close of this podcast, I want to read out a poem to you. It's entitled, The Man Who Thinks He Can, by Walter D. Wintle. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you want to win, but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in a state of mind. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger and faster human. But sooner or later, the people who win are the ones who think they can. Now, isn't that such a powerful attitude? Until next time, stay inspired and hold on to a great and positive attitude. But it starts with you. Your mind is a powerful